Yo, what's going on, man? Today is November the 13th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube. As always, y'all know what to do, man. When you first enter, do me a favor and make sure you smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and turn the notification bell on if you want to be notified when I do go live. Typically, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends, I'm trying to work out a time that's probably going to fluctuate, which is why I tell you guys to make sure you turn the notification bell on, both on Twitter and on YouTube, so you know when I go live. This weekend, I didn't go live. Saturday, wasn't feeling well. Son wasn't feeling well. I kind of tweeted it out last week. The illnesses just got worse, but everybody kind of trended in the right direction now. Sunday was a really good day as far as trying to get the family right. Far as from a health perspective, not good betting wise, which leads me to the recap. Yesterday, I didn't give out any plays on Twitter. I wasn't even on Twitter, but I did go 4-5 yesterday in my membership group. So we didn't have a good day yesterday at all. If I just kept with the original plays, I would have been fine. But I ended up adding a couple plays. I added Brunson over 5.5 assists, and I could just kind of tell from the first quarter he had 3 potential assist opportunities, and the Knicks couldn't make any shots in that one. So he finished with 1 assist yesterday. So that was a loser. Also jumped on the Hornets plus 10.5. Kind of like the spots. Wasn't going to lay with the Knicks, but Brandon Miller goes down, and maybe they still lose the game by double digits, but Brandon Miller going down in the first quarter didn't help that any. So that was a loser. I also listening to Ty Lue, man. Listening to Ty Lue. He had a press a pregame conference. A pre-game press conference is what I'm trying to say. Before the Grizzlies played the Clippers yesterday, and he talked about the team meeting that they had where James Harden was going to be facilitating. So I hopped on Harden assist, took the 6.5, took the 8, and took the 10. Didn't go crazy, just what was it, 1.02. So probably like almost 2 units lost on Harden because he finished with 3 assists and wasn't even playing in the fourth quarter. And then the Wizards and the Nets was another loser. So a lot of losses yesterday. We did hit on Joel Embiid over his points. We did hit on the over in the Pacers in the 76ers game as well. The Nuggets and the Rockets, I was on Sengun in that one. Over his 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That was a cash. Zach LaVine let us down. And Asir Thompson, over his 9.5 rebounds. He had 7 in the first quarter. That was a pretty easy cash. So we didn't have the greatest day. Always looking to, bounce back, but always got to be transparent as well. Before I jump into the 4 games on the slate for today, I just want to go through the comment section so I can try my best not to get behind too far. EQ says, good evening. Appreciate you being here and tapping in, EQ. David says, happy Monday, my brother. Right back at you, David. Hopefully we can cash some tickets today. My guy Greg in the chat says, let's get some money today, Chris. Absolutely. That's what we do the show for. What's up to my guy S. Warrior in the chat? Daniel says he loves the Bulls to cover the first quarter in Toronto to score 60 plus in the first half. We're gonna talk about those. What's up to Bitsy in the chat? Shout out to everybody for being here, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. Huday, I see you as well. Let's jump into the card for today. It's not a lot. I'll tell you guys up front. It's not a lot that I like today. And that's the part that kind of sucks because when I have a bad day, I typically like to bounce back and have a meaningful slate. I don't like this slate as much today. Can you still find some stuff and extract some value? Absolutely. Typically, when it's a shorter slate, it's easier to do so, but I'm not in love with this card today, if I must say. So let's jump into it. First game up, we got the Knicks traveling to the other Garden. So traveling from Madison Square Garden to TD Garden. They'll be taking on the Celtics. Celtics are laying 8.5 points in this spot. And the Celtics, man, even when you don't want to lay double digits with them, you probably should. They just come off of smacking up the Toronto Raptors, winning that game by 23 points. And now they get the Knicks. This is a revenge spot for the Knicks. The Knicks did lose first game of the season, I want to say. And the Knicks have been kind of one of those up and down teams. One thing I did was I kind of looked from the Knicks perspective. I went in and looked at their opponents. It seems to me like their offensive rhythm has kind of come with some of the lackluster opponents that they've been playing. They get the Spurs and they get the Hornets in back-to-back spots. They score 129 points and 126 points. Against the Clippers, slower-paced team, they score 111, but they do hold the Clippers to 97 points. Against the Bucks, they lose, only score 105. Not really 100% sure how they let the Bucks hold them to 105 points because the Bucks really can't stop anybody. They struggle to score against the Cavs in both games. I guess 109 is kind of appropriate, but the thing about the Knicks, they're a really good defensive team. They struggle when the opposing team has a better offense, in my estimation. So going back and kind of looking at the numbers, I don't know that I'm willing to lay the 8. Well, I know I'm telling you right now, I'm not willing to lay the 8.5 points with the Celtics at home. Could that be the right side? I think it absolutely could. Historically, though, the Knicks have actually done well in this spot. When you look at the Knicks, one thing I did was, I forgot what the number was. I'm gonna check it real quick. One thing I did was I was looking at the Knicks last year when they was playing on a back-to-back, and they were one of the better teams. They were 7-5 straight up, 7-4-1 against the spread. They did a really good job in most of those games, and they had a nice little streak. And if you add in that they had no rest and that they were on the road, we know that this was a better road team than home team. They were actually 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. And the craziest thing was they were actually a dog in 3 of those 4 games. 3 times that they were a dog, they not only covered, but they won every single one of those games. So, this is a spot to me where it kind of feels like, my fault, I was getting a call. This is a spot to me where it kind of feels like the books might be overinflating Boston just a tad bit. But if you're going to play Boston, you're going to have to pay attention to lay with Boston every single game. As far as the total in this one, just looking at the query I just told you guys, the Knicks last year, it only happened 3-4 times last year when they were road team playing with no rest, and they were actually 3-1 to the under in that spot. Their defense actually got a little bit better. I do lean towards the under in this game. You just kind of go in and look at the numbers for both teams. First off, it's a conference game, and the Celtics play they're not playing at a fast pace. They're just making a lot of shots. We know that the Knicks are one of the slower paced teams in the league. They are bottom 5 in pace. The Knicks are also top 5 in defensive rating. They're the second best defensive team behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their offense is still kind of middle of the pack, even though they've had those really 2 good games because they start off by not making a lot of shots. So 15th they are offensively. Boston, they are the 4th best offensive team, but they're also a really good defensive team. They actually come in right behind the Celtics as the second best defense, and they're not playing at extremely fast pace either. So I do kind of lean towards the under in this spot. Both teams are kind of familiar with each other. I would only play the under, but I didn't quite get there. I feel like under, when I take an under so far this season, it goes over the total just a tad bit, even though the numbers suggest that it should go under. So I'm kind of staying off totals right now, but I do lean towards the under. And I think I kind of lean towards the Knicks being able to kind of keep this game close. But I'm not willing to bet against the Celtics right now. So the reason why I'm not on the Celtics team totals is because the Knicks do play at a slow pace. And if it's one thing that I would be looking at this game from a player prop perspective, I think you go back to Porzingis threes. I know we hit on it earlier in the season, but you just kind of go through. I think what I had listed in my notes was, let me see if I can pull them up real quick. I thought I had them up already. My apologies for that. I want to say that he is. I know Porzingis has cashed over 2.5 threes in 4 straight games against the New York Knicks, and it's fairly simple at this point. Shout out to my guy Stephen. I see him in the chat. Something that he pointed out last year during the NBA season is just that the Knicks are going to run a drop coverage, and we know Mitchell Robinson doesn't like to come out to the 3-point line to defend at all. He's a rim protector. He's a paint clogger. A shot alterer, a shot blocker, tremendous rebounder. So that's where he's going to want to live, and Porzingis is going to pull him out the paint. We know that for sure. So in his last 4 games versus the Knicks, Porzingis has 18 total threes. He shot above 44% from the 3-point line in each one of those games, and he's hit at least 4 in each one of those contests. Like I said, the Knicks are susceptible to threes because Mitchell Robinson doesn't like to leave that painted area too much. So if I'm playing a prop, I am looking at Porzingis threes tonight. I think it's a pretty good spot. I know we laddered him the last time, and he cashed in the first half. I think he hit the 5th one in the 4th quarter, but he cashed the third one, I want to say, before halftime, and the 4th one maybe before halftime as well. So I go back to Porzingis threes. The best odds for Porzingis is you still can get him at plus 120, so definitely shop around because I see it all the way down to plus 102. But Porzingis threes is plus 120 if you guys have access to BetMGM. That's why I looked at the line probably about an hour ago. Still kind of sitting in my best slip, hadn't placed it yet. Also, what I really wanted to touch on was I wanted to touch on Jalen Brunson. So Brunson struggled in the first game against the Knicks. Against the Celtics. He really struggled. I want to say he had close to single-digit points. I can't remember exactly how many points. And it makes sense because Jrue Holiday is a really, really good defender. And I think Drew Holiday is probably going to be hounding him again today, which the pivot would be to look towards RJ Barrett, who's going to get the lesser of the two, when it comes to defenders. Also really wanted to get there on Julius Randle, but Julius Randle has this really intriguing history with this team where he plays really, really well against them, against the Boston Celtics. His threes are juiced to the under at 2.5, but he's hit like 3 to 5 threes in the last like 4 or 5 games. So for some reason, Julius Randle plays good against this team. It's just really hard for me to trust the Knicks offense against a really good defense. I know what they've been doing for us lately, but I can't get there. The Celtics are really hounding teams, and that's why I kind of lean towards the under. I know the total dropped from 223 down to 221.5. I want to say 222 is what you see on the screen. So that's the way I'd be looking to play this one, but no official play for me at all. Porzingis threes. Looking at Jalen Brunson to go under his points plus assists. I think maybe you just put them together because I don't think that he's going to do both well. And those are the ways that I would kind of play this one. Not really wanting to get there on the spread at all with either team. I think I need to find a little bit more consistency with these teams before I start laying these points or even taking these points. What's up to my guy D Millionaire? Appreciate you in the chat. John C says Bulls gave the Bucks problems last year. Bucks have only covered the spread once all year. Bulls plus 9.5. I couldn't talk you off, John. I think. Well, I'm actually gonna get to that game in a second, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Francisco says Ant-Man is the next Kobe, MJ, T-Mac. Yeah, Ant-Man is balling. I would just say Ant is the next Ant. I don't think he necessarily got to be compared to anybody. Bulls money line. Rob likes that. He also likes Boston first half. Can't miss. Yeah, they do seem to kind of run it up in the first half. I'm not sure what that first half team total over is for Boston, but it does seem like that. It doesn't matter who they play against. I know that the Raptors have a really good defense as well, but that's just something that it feels like in the beginning of the game, this team just does not struggle at all to be able to score the ball. So first quarter, let's see if I can find first quarter team total. First quarter team total for the Boston Celtics is 29.5. It seems feasible. This team is scoring a lot of points in the first half. Matter of fact, let me check and see what that number is real quick. And then we'll move on to the rest of the comments, and then we'll move on to the next game. Let's see how many the Celtics are averaging in the first quarter. So far this season, the Celtics are averaging 32.9 points. I mean, could it be that simple? Will you just take them in the first quarter? Absolutely, it could. Against the Knicks in that first game of the season, which was back on October 25th, Boston scored 30 points in the first quarter. So, Boston first quarter against the spread, I know has absolutely been killing because they score so many points early in the game. The offense does kind of sputter a little bit coming out of halftime. Their lowest scoring quarter is 26.7, which is in the third quarter. But yeah, 33 points in the first quarter is by far the most in the NBA. So couldn't talk anybody off. Like maybe you just play that, Rob. I actually like that look a lot. I know the Knicks can score, but are they going to be able? Well, I know the Knicks can play defense, but are they going to be able to score and keep up with the Celtics, especially at home in the Garden? Not the strongest of looks, but I like that one. I do like Boston first quarter, first half. Could not talk you off. Estat says he agrees with that as well. Frank says I lean Tatum over 8.5 rebounds. Could be a look. Yeah, I think so. He cashed on his rebounds in the last game. Got 10 and then set out late in that game. So I couldn't talk you off. The Knicks gonna shoot a bunch of shots. They're gonna miss a bunch of shots. And I can see that. Daniel says he's hit 4 threes and 4 of his last 5 against the Knicks. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Daniel. Couldn't talk you off at all. I like Porzingis a lot. I just didn't get there. Sometimes you can't always go back to the well, but I couldn't talk anybody off, especially if you just want a little action. Maybe you put a little something on his ladder. And then I'm not even going to try to say your name. I'm going to butcher this. He got a same game parlay with Randle, 30 points, Tatum, 30 points, and plus 1,600. Okay. I mean, that if Randle can score 30, this should cash. I think Tatum could get to 30 for sure. Plus 1,600 might be worth a sprinkle for sure. I definitely wouldn't play that for a full unit, but yeah, could not talk you off. All right, so let's keep going. Next game up, we got the Wizards heading to Toronto. This is the second leg of a back-to-back for them. Extremely, extremely frustrating team so far for me to try to bet on or bet against. I'm not betting on the Wizards. Like, don't I'm sorry if that came out wrong. But I can't get the. I tried to bet. I bet the total because the defense is so bad against the Grizzlies when the season first started. They went under because the Grizzlies couldn't score. Yesterday, I bet the total to go over against Brooklyn, knowing I knew Nicholas Claxton was coming back, but I thought that they would still be able to get up and down the floor and score points. But Brooklyn just couldn't score. Washington couldn't score either. They had like 6 points in the middle of the third quarter, in the middle of the first half. I'm sorry, in the middle of the first quarter yesterday. This Wizards team is like going to be historically bad, though. I do believe in that. They're 2-7 straight up, 1-5 on the road, and they are 4-5 against the number, but more so that's because they're scoring a lot of points late. Am I willing to lay 9.5 points with the Raptors, though? Do I think the Raptors going to blow the Wizards out? They could. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. Like, the spot sets up for it, for sure, though. And I'll tell you guys one thing I was looking at, actually, right before I did the stream, before I started the stream. I was looking at, because the Raptors are in a pretty advantageous spot. We got to remember coming into this that the Raptors just got smoked the Raptors got smoked by the Boston Celtics just a couple games ago. So one angle I was looking at teams that are coming off a 15-point loss, and then they're laying 8 points in the next game. To me, I don't know why my phone keeps ringing. To me, and I'll start over. So what I was looking at teams that was coming off a 15-point loss, and then they're laying 8 points in the next game. That doesn't seem like something that happens too often, because typically if you're losing by 15 points, 15 plus points, they lost by 23, but I wanted a larger sample size. Teams that are losing by 15 plus and then laying at least 8 points in the next game, they are not on the second leg of a back-to-back, but their opponent are on the second leg of a back-to-back. Since the start of 2016 in a conference game, are 20-4 straight up, 13-11 against the spread. They are winning those games by average of 13 points, and they are 16-8 to the under. So that's 66% says that this game goes under. If I take out the conference part, excuse me, if I take out the conference part and I just look at teams that are playing the game that are coming off a 15-point loss, laying 8 points with at least 1 day of rest, opponent on the second leg of a back-to-back, since 2016, those teams are 23, 12, and 1 to the under. That's 64% to the under in this spot. I do think that this game probably goes under. I know that the total is kind of matriculating up. Maybe you just take the Wizards team total to go under. But to me, the way I see it is, if they couldn't score yesterday against Brooklyn, and now you got to catch a flight and play in Toronto tonight, and Toronto's also a top 10 defensive team. Toronto's defense is better than Brooklyn's in my estimation. The numbers say the same thing. I kind of feel like the Wizards team total is probably the best spot in this game. The Wizards team total to go under. The number is 109.5. I know that the numbers probably dropped some, but I think it's still playable. Also, you can also get a 110.5 over on over on Bet365. Wizards team total under 110.5. You are laying a little juice at -116. But to me, I think that's probably the best look in this game. Not one of the later points with the Toronto Raptors. Also thinking that the Wizards, with Daniel Gafford back, defense may just be a little bit better. Yesterday, they were able to limit the Brooklyn Nets, who've been a pretty elite offensive team as far as being able to go over on their team totals and make threes. They were able to slow their team down just a tad bit. Not 100% confident in this one, and the reason why is because the Toronto Raptors could go over their team total of 119.5, but to me, I don't think they really need to score 120 points to win this game. I think they could win this game 115 to 97, and this game go under. The Wizards like to play really, really fast. The Toronto Raptors don't. Toronto Raptors are one of the slower paced teams in the league. Let me get you that number real quick, because I do think that impacts a lot of this. Toronto is actually the third slowest team in the league, and their offensive rating is just 108.1, which is the fourth worst in the league. They're right there with the Portland Trailblazers, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the New Orleans Pelicans. So I know the total, like I said, is going up, but I don't know if I want to take the Toronto Raptors. I think if Toronto Raptors control pace, they might slow this game down. And I could be wrong. It's really hard for me to gauge. One of the reasons why I didn't like the slate too much. It's really hard for me to gauge when a slow team is going to play against a fast team and kind of figure out who's going to dictate pace. It does feel like at times we're just guessing. So those are my thoughts there. Of course, everybody on Toronto, props are going to be inflated because they're playing against the Wizards. not talk anybody off Scotty Barnes. His rebounds plus assists or points, rebounds, and assists have absolutely been a cash cow. We cashed with him on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. Excuse me. So I couldn't talk anybody off that. I just didn't play anything. May look for something live in this spot, but not a spot that I really, really like at all. The Wizards really are horrible. But could they, backdoor cover the 9.5? Absolutely. Could the Raptors win by 20? Absolutely. So, like I said, don't really like the slate a lot. Let me go back to the comment section, and then I'll go to the next game. Brown over first quarter points. I'm pretty sure we're talking about Jaylen Brown from Troy. Knicks first most threes to center. That sounds about right, JS. I would not be able to argue that. Lil Rari says he likes Scotty Barnes over 19.5 points last night. I'm pretty sure he's mentioning. Rich Dad says he likes Dame over 24.5. P Brown over 25.5 points plus assists. I'm sorry, Dame over 24.5 P. So you mean points. Jaylen Brown over 25.5 points plus assists. And Schroeder over 16.5 points plus rebounds. Okay. What else we got? I couldn't talk you off, JS. I just talked about Scotty Barnes rebounds plus assists over 13.5. He should get there. He definitely should get there tonight. Probably one of the favorite player props, but I didn't play it. S. says, please tell me someone in here saw the clip of Jordan Poole in his own world not listening in timeout when the team trying to draw up a play. Poole is the next Harden. He might honestly be worse. He might be worse than Harden. At least Harden got accolades. I did see that clip earlier, S. He said, calm down. I got this. I'm the leader. This guy is really in his own world. And I wanted to take Jordan Poole PRA under, but the number is so low that I couldn't get there either. It was like 20.5 for points, rebounds, and assists. Schroeder PRA has been a cash cow. Yeah, I couldn't talk you off. I know Siakam had a really good game last game, and I kind of feel like it was a coming out party for Siakam. So if he was to abuse this team tonight, that wouldn't surprise me at all. They have nobody that could guard Siakam. So if Scotty Barnes takes a back seat, then the Schroeder takes a back seat, and it's a big, Pascal Siakam night, it would not surprise me at all. Probably get better value on Siakam than you do on Scotty Barnes and Dennis Schroeder tonight. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to touch any of their props. But we'll see how it goes. Rob says he likes Scotty rebounds. Mikal Bridges yesterday just had 13 on the Wizards yesterday. My guy Fred says, what's good, my guy? Garland over 4.5 assists. What you think? Yeah, Garland assists shouldn't be at 4.5. That numbers are way too low. I got to check that. Wizards are on the third game in 4 nights. Raptors are going to bounce back at the crib. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that they do bounce back. I just don't know if they win by 10. Jakob Poeltl over rebounds. I couldn't talk you off of that. Jakob Poeltl double, honestly. Siakam, like everybody eats against the Wizards. Like if you're a big man, you eat against the Wizards. I'm actually talking myself into Siakam because I've taken Jakob Poeltl before last year. And Jakob Poeltl sometimes will not even shoot the ball. Like he'll go 2 for 4 and finish with 5 points because he makes 1 free throw. And I'll have his double and he'll have 12 rebounds. So maybe it's a Siakam night. I have to look a little more into Siakam. Claxton first game back finished with 11. Yes, Claxton had a double
yesterday.
And before that, they got abused by Mark Williams. Mark Williams had a 25-27 rebound game. And before that, he also went over his points plus assists as well. So even with Daniel Gafford in there, the Wizards are still giving it up to opposing big men for people who don't know. Daniel says, speaking of fast teams, high pace, bad defense, going back to last year, if they're home favorites of 7+, hosting the team off a home win and no rest, they've allowed 33, 37, 40 first quarter points. Bulls should score. Okay. We're about to get into that game in a second. Jermaine, I see you asking about some bonus PRA. Haven't gotten there yet. And Johnny, we just talked about Scotty Barnes rebound plus assist over 13.5. I could not talk you off. I think it's a great line. Eventually he's going to not get there, but it's a great line, I think, right now. I couldn't talk you off. Yeah, S. Says fade pool at all costs. Maybe he comes out and has a good first quarter. Then you play the live under. I think that's might be a good look. Markel says I got to take Raptors the team total on the Raps. I had to. Um, yeah, I couldn't talk you off. Actually had written in my notes as a reminder today to take the Raptors first half team total over because the Wizards were going to be on the second leg of a back to back. So I didn't even have to cap it. I was just going to take it, but I still didn't get there. So we'll see. I know the numbers is a tad bit too inflated for me. I know the Wizards aren't playing any defense, but the Raptors could win this game with their defense and not have to score as many points. Is the way I was kind of looking at it. But yeah, I mean, one of them is gonna cash. The Wizards team total over or the Raptors team total under. One of them is that the Wizards team total under or the Raptors team total over gonna get there for sure. Barstow says ugly look, but Andre Drummond one steal plus 112 steals last 8 games and one steal last 8 games. I could not talk you off. I did see that streak, Barstow, that he was having at least one steal in each one of those games. So I couldn't talk you off. All right, let's keep going. So I appreciate everybody for chiming in and sharing looks. Like I said, hit the like button for me if you guys join late. And let's get into the Bulls and the Bucks. So another really interesting game. Who are the Milwaukee Bucks really? Like I'm still trying to figure that out. And the Chicago Bulls got a win yesterday. Chicago Bulls are 4-6 straight up. They're only 3-6-1 against the spread, but they do typically cover when they're dogs. Yesterday was the first time I think they may have covered as a favorite, or second time they've covered as a favorite. 1-3 on the road, and of course this is the second leg of a back-to-back. They had to fight hard yesterday to get that win against the Detroit Pistons. Like Detroit did not go away in that game at all. But on the opposite hand, you get the Milwaukee Bucks. There's no way I'm laying 9.5 points. I know it should be theoretically it should be a bounce back spot for them. Chicago can struggle to score the ball. Milwaukee typically can score the ball, but they can't stop anybody. I can't get a good feel in this game. I know historically the Bulls do play Milwaukee pretty tough. I can't get a good feel in this game. And my apologies, man. I just really, really can't, honestly. Defensive rating for the Milwaukee Bucks is 25th. Like 116.5. I can't lay 10 points with any team that's in the bottom 6 defensively. That's just like that's against my will. That's why I don't lay with the Pacers, even though they can score a lot of points and got the best offensive rating in basketball. I can't do it. So really hard for me to play a side in this one. Yesterday I was on Zach LaVine points just because the Detroit Pistons struggle against guards. He already had a 50-point game against them, 50-plus point game against them earlier this season. So I didn't play that either. But what I did play, I did play that yesterday. And I probably should go back to the well today. LaVine is in an advantageous matchup, of course. He's going to probably eat against this defense. They don't have anyone that can really slow him down. I mean, I guess you could try to put Jay Crowder on him, but Jay Crowder is a step too slow in my estimation. DeMar DeRozan had a good game yesterday, so typically you want to take the other one in the opposing game. So I guess that's probably the best look. I think the best look is probably looking at Zach LaVine, in a bounce back spot. But I'm not putting my money on Zach LaVine in back-to-back games. I'm not telling anybody else not to do it, but I'm just not doing that. The reason why I don't like the spot for the Bulls is because the Bulls are in a pretty funky spot as far as they just played 3 home games and then they go on the road for one, just this one, and then they come back and they play Orlando and they start a whole new homestand. So this is a terrible travel spot for them, especially on the second leg of the back-to-back. They do have the Bucks do have more rest before this game. And the Bucks should be motivated coming off a loss to the Orlando Magic because I don't know if people noticed, that was the Magic first time beating the Bucks in 5 years. They literally could not beat the Bucks, couldn't get over the hump. But they got over the hump. And if you can't beat if you can't beat Orlando, which not taking anything away from Orlando, but it feels like they've always owned Orlando. It feels like the changing of the guys just a tad bit in this one. So definitely not laying that many points with Milwaukee. They are just 1-7-1, which is probably the worst ATS record in the league, but the Bulls are only 3-6-1. So neither one of these teams can be trusted, whether you're taking them to cover a spread. We made some money so far this season fading the Bucks, laying this many points, but I'm not a fan of the Bulls team at all. The offense can dry up and not be able to score the ball. So, yeah, I can't do it. Against the spread as a dog, the Bulls are 1-2-1. So they're not even doing a good job covering those numbers either. So those are my thoughts. Like I said, I didn't play anything else. Go to the comment section real quick, and then we'll get on to the last game. Johnny says, well, hold on. Let me go to. So Siakam 7 rebounds and Daniel Gafford 7 rebounds at plus 190. I can see that cashing. Johnny says Scotty points and assists or is points plus rebounds. Which one is better? I don't even have a strong opinion on that, Johnny, if I'm being honest. Rebounds can kind of fluctuate. We know that they can just, land in the other person's hand. They do have a good team of rebounders as well. So really just depends on how motivated Scotty Barnes going to be in this spot. Greg says the Bucks are parking cones. The Bucks are parking cones is who they are currently. Yeah, they are not guarding anybody. Bulls been moving the ball well. Assists are up over the last 3, and Billy Donovan wants them to take around 10 more threes. Bucks can't keep anything in front of them. That's a fact. Yeah. So maybe if you play this game, you are taking the points. Like I said, I just don't got a strong feel. I would be taking the points with the Bulls before I'm laying the points with the Bucks, though. I'll tell you guys that for sure. Lines inflated because it's the second leg of a back-to-back. The Bulls I think they got enough to be able to keep up. So if I am playing the game, I am taking the points. I'm not laying with the Bucks. DeRozan had his game with 29, back to fade the Bucks. Backcourt defense with Zach LaVine over 23.5, and his threes as well. Yeah, that's the way I would look too. If I'm playing anything, I'm playing Zach LaVine points to go over. But like I said, I was on him yesterday in Detroit, so he just started really slow. Not a guy that I ever feel like I can trust. I don't like Zach LaVine for real. All right, cool. What else? The real DJ says he likes the Wizards and Raptors over for the full game. Bucks and the Cavs. I'm pretty sure he means ATS. Not 100% sure. Leroy says thoughts on Dame tonight. Only needs 46 points to go for 53rd on the all-time list. Dame don't even look like he want to score 46 points ever. Like he just don't look aggressive to me yet. Like he still look like he's trying to find the offense. Might not be a bad look though, because I did see that Alex Caruso got listed as doubtful. Not sure if he's going to play. When you get listed as doubtful this late into the day, typically not a good look. So that can lead to more points. And I couldn't talk anybody off over in this spot, even though the Bulls are not the best scoring team. Keith likes Isaiah Hartenstein over 9.5 points plus rebounds. And Coop says, also, can Dame help Giannis out with throwing some assists? Lean is over 6.5. Okay. Brandon says, if Dame plays tonight, I like his threes or more I like his threes 3 or more in last 5 when he's playing against Portland. When he was playing in Portland. Okay. What about Vucevic? 1.5 threes. Yeah, maybe. I feel like people tend to shoot more threes on the second game than the first game because they get tighter legs, so you don't want to drive to the rim as much. You can kind of settle. So I couldn't talk you off. Plus, Brook Lopez not coming all the way up to the 3-point line. So that's actually a good look from you, good. I like that look a lot. All right, let's get to the last game. Cavs and the Kings. This is actually the game that I was most interested in. Still haven't gotten there yet and placed a bet. Almost sent this one out to the members yesterday. And send me requests if anybody got anything, because this breakdown is going to be pretty quick. So send me requests if you guys got any looks or any action you want to share. I am going to just plug my phone up really quickly and give you guys my thoughts on this game, and then we'll get off of here and I'll listen to what everybody else got. So last game up, like I said, Cleveland and Sacramento. The Cavs are just 4-5 so far this season, but the Cavs are also, one of those teams that haven't been healthy, right, throughout the entirety of the season. Sacramento, you can say the same thing. The big news, of course, in this game is De'Aaron Fox. When I was capping this game last night, I went through and kind of, checked the injury report, read a couple articles about De'Aaron Fox, and I saw that he was a full practice yesterday. And they weren't going to rule him in because they wanted to see how his ankle did how well he was going to be able to sustain. But he went through practice again today, and now he's upgraded. Barring a setback, I think he's probably going to try to give it a go today, which is why you see the line kind of move. So I was going to get this one out last night. I was going to take the Cavs on the money line at -135, but now you actually get the Cavs at a better price, and I'm glad I didn't jump the gun. Haven't made this bet yet, but you actually can get the Cavs at -105. Never mind, that's on Circa. I don't got access to Circa, but if you guys got access to Circa, you can get them as cheap as -105. I do see a -110 on FanDuel right now, so this game is really like legit a pick. I'm a believer in this Cavs team right now. I really, really am. I think the Cavs are solid. I know that they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder the other day, but I watched them play against Golden State and not really back down in that game. I think they just got a much better team right now. I also think if Fox comes back, he's going to be winded. He's not going to be the best version of himself. So I do like Fox. If Fox comes back, I actually like Cleveland a little bit more. Granted, he's averaging 32 points per game, and Fox is one of the best guards in the NBA. But I think the Cavs can still win this game. Sacramento's also owned the Cavs. They're 7-3 straight up. But they've also only just covered the spread in 2 of the last 10 games. So to me, this one, with the Cavs being fully healthy now, I think they probably go on a run. I know that they're out west, and it's typically a sleepy spot when you're on the West Coast playing these late games, but they just played, and right? It's not like it's their first game. They just beat Golden State, and they've been out there for a while now. They got Portland, so maybe they don't, nothing to look ahead to, and maybe that's when they kind of let their foot up off the gas. But after losing to OKC and beating Golden State, this is their third game of a 4-game road trip. I think that they come prepared in this one. I like their defense that they've been playing as well lately also. So I like Cleveland in this spot. I just haven't played it yet. Didn't play any props at all, but if I had a top spot on the board for today, it would be the Cavs on the money line. That would be probably a unit play for me. Just how I'm kind of looking at the game, especially with Fox coming back. So those are my thoughts. Let me get to the comment section. I got Cam up. I got Stephen up. I got Godspeed up. Anybody else got any thoughts? Shoot me a request, and I'll get you guys up. Daniel says Jalen Duren out tomorrow over City for the Hawks. Yeah, if Jalen Duren is out for tomorrow, I will be on a Sir Thompson rebounds yet again. This dude's been killing the rebounds, so I can see that. Coop says he agrees. His Cavs are nothing for him as well. Fading the Kings. I faded him on Friday. It was my only loss. So, yeah, I think I'll be willing to do it again. The Kings somehow beat OKC, even though they struggled and had to go to overtime against Portland. I can't make it make sense. And OKC scored 98 points, and Sacramento defense not that good. So, yeah, those are just my thoughts, man. That one threw me for a loop. But let's start it off, man. We got the Knicks playing basketball tonight, so I want to hear from my man Stephen first. Then we'll go Dream. Then we'll go Godspeed. Then we'll go Cam. Stephen, talk to me, man. What's going on today? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing, bro. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Don't really like the card that much, but overall everything is good.
Yeah, I love the card tonight.
Okay.
Because the disrespect is real for the Knicks. Because listen, I think the Celtics are awesome, but they're not like the '96 Bulls where they should be like 8-point favorite over the New York Knicks. Like that's wild. So the one thing you've been hearing from everyone on the Knicks when Brunson speaks, I listen because that dude is the heartbeat of the team. He said this is a big game because he mentioned specifically he got shut down game 1. Randall said they 0-1. So I just think this is a game where Tom Thibodeau is going to take the kids, tell them to go sit down, take the people he trusts, and tell them to play a lot of minutes. My favorite play of the game is R.J. Barrett. I don't know. It's only 9 games, but if you think of it like this, if the All-Star game was tomorrow, like R.J. Barrett would be an All-Star. Like he's playing phenomenal. His line's at 18.5. He has a history going up against the same Boston team, whereas the Duke thing with him and Tatum, he goes at them. RJ through 9 games has covered this line over his last 7 games. He's covered it 5 of 7, and he's covered it with 24 points at 5 of 7 games. He's shooting really well. Love him in this spot. 18.5 is crazy also because he has the exact same usage as Randall and Brunson. Like his line really should be 21.5. Like so, you're getting a discount. Love Josh Hart in the spot. I've been saying to everyone all day, I think this is a Josh Hart game. Love his rebounds plus assists. I think because the Celtics play with so much perimeter shooting, and Porzingis won't be in the paint. This is a game where it's going to be all these rebounds are going to be right there for him. The stat goes when he plays 24 plus minutes, which he played in FIBA, and you mentioned the fact that he didn't play a lot to start the season because he was just tired. But if you look at his minutes have incrementally improved and gone up to where he's playing that normal 26, 28 minute range. So his rebound plus assists is minus 105, 7.5. Love that. On the road as a New York Knicks, 12 and 14 over the number when he plays 24 plus. Love that. The most disrespectful line of the day is Emmanuel Quickly at 11.5. Payton Pritchard cannot guard this man. The Celtics bench sucks on defense. Go look at what every backup 2 and 1 does against them. 11.5 might get covered at halftime. I'll sprinkle on the 15, and I also sprinkled on his 5 boards, which is plus 500, because he has a history where game 1 of the season, he had, 24 points and 6 rebounds, I want to say. If you look at Quickly versus Celtics, this is a dude who owns the Celtics, and they're giving you 11.5 when the Celtics can't guard backup guards. Whatever. And the last thing I'm on, obviously, is the Porzingis threes. And the one I'm waiting for on game time is Sam Hauser's threes. If they give us a nice number, that's a dude who's hit 3+ threes in the last 5 games. And if you look at the shot chart, he stands at the exact spot where the Knicks have a hole in their defense. And also, he's hit 5 threes against this Knicks team. I've seen this before. So, yeah, if they give us a 1.5, I'm definitely going to take Sam Hauser. So, just to recap really quick, love RJ Barrett's points. Love Hart's rebounds plus assists. Stop disrespecting Emmanuel Quickly. 11.5 is dumb. And Porzingis to make threes.
Porzingis to make 3. Hey, one thing you said, and I totally forgot about this, Evan. One thing you said that just stuck out to me as soon as you said it was I forgot how good Quickly is against it. I remember watching him carve that game that he went for 38 last year. I remember watching that game he about to make a lot of money when he get paid. I vividly remember that double overtime game last year. And he's actually cleared this number in 4 straight games in 6 of his last 7. So for anybody looking for play you want to add, maybe it is Quickly. I'm probably gonna get there with you and tell you on that stuff. I like that.
If you're looking for a play you want to add, how about Quickly 3 threes in the win plus 1,000? Bro, everyone's acting like it's this crazy idea that the Knicks can win tonight. I'm why is that crazy? They just lost to the T-Wolves. They just lost 2 games in a row. They're not winning 70 games.
Right. Right. Okay. Now I like the looks, Stephen. Appreciate you sharing these, man. So Stephen likes RJ Barrett over his points, Quickly points, Josh Hart rebounds plus assists, and Porzingis threes as well. Yeah, I think Stephen gonna make some money with those tonight for sure. Definitely come out in the positive if he don't sweep the board. Appreciate you, Stephen. Best of luck tonight, my guy.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Dream, what's the vibes, my guy? How you?
Can't complain, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. You got to say, Chris, what's the vibes, man?
Vibes, man. Off top, man. Appreciate you. YouTube page don't reach 600 subs, and a lot of those people came through from your spaces. Fuck with me from your spaces, so I gotta again say I appreciate you, my
Nah, for sure, Jay. You do all the hard work, bro. You do all the hard work, man. Appreciate you coming through and dropping the looks. Definitely subscribe to Dream YouTube page, man, if you haven't already. You over there dropping out blunt money bets left and right, cashing them all the time.
But yeah, man, I got a couple looks. So first, a 2-legger, Scotty Barnes, 2 blocks, and Porzingis 3 threes. It's a plus 600. KP, I think Flo just explained KP, but yeah, he's got 4 threes in 5 straight games versus Mitchell Robinson and the Knicks, something like that. 4 out of 5 games. I know you was on him the first week of the season, the first game of the season. So yeah, Porzingis has a good track record versus Mitchell Robinson. And Scotty Barnes got 2 blocks in 5 or 6 games this season. So I just got him at a plus 340 and gave him out as a straight kind of a cash money bet 2 games ago or last game, probably 2 games ago. So I'm gonna just stick with it. So I like those 2 legs: Scotty Barnes 2 blocks and Porzingis 3 threes plus 600. And my number 1 spot of the night is Levine and DeRozan. I just talked about them on my channel ad nauseum, and I'll try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. I laddered both of them to the max, played them at 25-25, 30 and 30 as well. long story short, the Bucks, people spoke on it. They can't guard guards, but it's way deeper than that. Just off the top of my head, the last two, Orlando, Franz, and Paolo, both went over their points prop by a few points, so relatively easy. Cade, I think he had 35 and 45 versus them. Hallie just had 29 versus them. Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas, 45 and 31. Three guys from the Raptors, including Schroeder, all over 20, all over their points prop. I mean, every lead scorer has gone over their points prop against the Bucks this season, except for Embiid in game 1, and Maxey had 31 that game. And the Hawks. And in that game, the Hawks game, 8 people scored between 12 and 20 points. So I say all that shit to say this. The Bucks giving up the booty tonight. Hopefully it's the two best players on the Chicago Bulls teams. I need them to be pros, hit shots that everybody else been getting, and everybody else been hitting. Favorite spot of the night, the Rosen and Levine right there.
The Rosen and Levine tonight. Okay. I like that Scotty Barnes 2 blocks and KP. How many threes you said, Jamie, that one? 3 or 2?
3.
3 threes and 2 blocks from Scotty Barnes. Okay.
Yeah, about a plus 600.
Plus 600 from Dream. Drop the blunt money for y'all. Dropping the blunt money best, man. Appreciate you, Dream. Best of luck tonight, man. All right, let's go Cam and then Godspeed. Cam, talk to me. Oh yeah, you good. What's up, man?
Unfortunately, my favorite prop that I was going to give up got juiced to like insane. Turtle opened up at 9.5 points and minus 115. But if you want to see Turtle points tonight, it's at 12.5 at the moment, plus 100. Wizards just can't. Well, Wizards can't guard anybody. If we're going to be honest, if you look at their numbers, it's kind of crazy that they're in the bottom, like 5 of every positional defense number except for like power forward. I've never seen anything like that. But if you look at their past few games, like Mark Williams destroyed them. And Colonel and Mark Williams are pretty similar players. If we're going to be honest, guys, that just kind of play around the rim, get real easy shots, high percentage. Wizards are giving up 64% to the center position, so over 12.5 is a safe look if you want some plus money on Pearl. My favorite line for the night is the Raptors first half. I was listening in and it cut out for me. I don't think you said anything that would talk me off it because I know you had a lot of queries based on like teams after blowouts or whatnot.
No. I ain't saying nothing to cut you off at all, Cam. Like, I think that's solid.
It's the Raptors first half game. I agree fully with kind of step away from their full game. Just because we don't need to. You're right. We don't need to score a lot of points. I mean, we're not that team. This is not who we are this year. We slow the game down. We'll be comfortable the whole game, but I'm not sure we cover the spread or I agree with your under. So I took the Raptors first half. It's -5 right now. That's a -110. So that's my favorite look of the night. And then in the Bucks game, so Dream and I have been talking about this, and that Milwaukee Bucks giving up the booty is just a surreal thing. Jalen Suggs went for 20. Jalen Suggs 20, and I hit on 2 threes from Jalen Suggs at plus 150. So this is just like everybody. So I actually went with Kobe White, 2 threes and over 13.5 points at plus 100. He's having a pretty strong season. He's playing 30 something plus minutes, and I'm just kind of sticking to the rule right now with the Bucks is if you're a point guard, you're gonna hit threes and you're gonna go over your points. Probably that's kind of what I'm sticking with right now. So like I got that at plus money. So those are 2 plays, and then I got one shout out Dream again. This is a little blunt money bet that I put in, and if Zach LaVine does not come through, I'm never betting on him again. I took Zach LaVine 2 threes, 20 points, and I took Dame 3 threes because Chicago is really terrible at guarding the 3-point line, and then I parlayed that with the Raptors in a Raptors same game parlay with Daniel Gaffer getting 7 boards and OG Anunoby 2 threes. That's about plus 636. So I just put a little blunt money on that. Just missed on one of the Raptors the other night because the blowout, literally one board away and one bucket from Pascal. So figured I'd try another one out and see how it goes. But those are my plays for the night. Also, if you're looking to play the Raptors game at all on the Wizards side, the only thing I would say you should look at is potentially Daniel Gafford rebounds. That's it. I'm not touching anything else.
All right, real quick, Cam, before you slide off, I appreciate you sharing the looks. I don't know if you saw it up top while you were talking, but Gary Trent Jr. just got ruled out for y'all, and OG got ruled out. Did that change the game for you at all?
OG got ruled out. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Pascal. Yeah, so what you were saying earlier, so I've had a hard time with Pascal this year. I've had a really hard time with him because, it's clearly Scotty's team, but he's not been assertive enough. But that's because the shots haven't all been there. With OG out, I'm playing Pascal for sure. I'm going to go find something to play Pascal because I think he's going to absorb all those shots. Like, they're not going to get distributed amongst anybody else. It's just going to be like, oh, OG's out, we're going to get the shots to Pascal. Now, Scotty's still going to have the same usage rate, and Dennis is going to look to distribute. That's 100% like this is the Pascal spot for sure.
Okay.
That doesn't change anything else for the rest of the game, though. I'm going to be honest. I still think we handled them pretty. But I'm not worried about the Wizards at all. Our defense is just too good. Basically, it's a really bad offensive team facing up against a really good defensive team who's just coming off like that beating for us. Like, the Raptors were pissed too. I don't know. Like, again, you guys, some of you would call the beat writers, whatever. Like, Joe Mazzulla did something in the game where he reviewed a play. We were down like 30, and he reviewed a play, and like everybody just went up in arms and after the game. So they're just pissed off right now. So typically, I like to take the Raptors after they get beat bad because they do like to assert themselves in those situations. So it's a good spot for the Raptors tonight.
Yeah,
but all our props are juiced, which makes sense.
Right. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I wasn't playing any of them. Okay, appreciate you, Cam. Best of luck tonight, man. Dream, I saw your hand go up, so I want to go back to you real quick before we go to Godspeed, and then my guy Hawk in the building. I got to get him up too. What's up, Dream?
Now you guys, I was just going to tell Cam, his boy got ruled out OG.
Yeah, did that change anything for you, Dream, that he didn't mention already?
No, it's from my parlay, so he's just gonna get. I'll just remove it from my parlay.
Okay. Let's go Godspeed real quick, and then Hawk, I'm coming to you too, man. What up, Godspeed? Talk to me.
What's good, bro?
How you doing, man?
I was doing good, man. OG was a play that I was gonna give out, but
You got a pivot?
he got ruled out, man. I was laddering his threes. He attempted 29 threes over the last 3 games, but I had to pivot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give out another play. I'm taking Karis LeVert over 13.5 points at plus money over on FanDuel. He's averaging 18.8 points this season. He stopped Sacramento twice last season. He averaged 21.5 points versus them. Sacramento is giving up the third most points to the second most points to the small forward position. He's averaging 15 shot attempts, and I just feel like the 13.5 is too low. And Jared Allen still got the minutes limit, and if they decide to go small, they like to play Strus at the 4 and Karis LeVert at the 3 with Mobley at the 5. So I feel like he's going to get plenty of minutes, plenty of shots. The last 2 games with Darius Garland, they played Oklahoma and Golden State. He's had 22 and 29 points with DG in the lineup. So DG coming back and playing, that don't really scare me off. Possibly a lot of spots for Karis LeVert, man. I don't know if it's just Harrison Barnes, if he's just that bad on fucking defense. I don't know, bro, but 13.5 and plus money, and he's shooting the ball 15 times. I had to, bro.
Okay. That sounds like an advantageous spot for sure. Appreciate you guys, Pete.
For sure, bro.
Best of luck tonight, bro. Hawk, what's up, man? Talk to me, man. And then Monotone, I'm gonna come to you.
Hey, brother, we just want to say we love you, man. Me and Will here in the shop, prolifting it up, bro.
Word. What up, Will? What's up, fam? How y'all doing, man? Love y'all, man.
Hey, man, we love you too. We chilling, bro. We just tapping in.
Word. Okay. Hey, put a bet in tonight, man.
Shoot.
I love y'all. Hey,
Do that, Chris, and all the people, make sure y'all tap in my man ChrisBeCappinn. If you ain't following, make sure you follow him. If you follow him, you're late. You could have been having some money for some Christmas. All right. Until then, I'm gonna fall back and fade to black. Love you, bro.
hey, love y'all too, man. Love y'all too. Monotone, talk to me, man. What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I appreciate the invite as always. A little bit earlier, I was doing my NFL show. And I was talking to my co-host, and we were talking about Bobby Portis and the good old Bobby Portis narrative. The fight that happened, and it made me think of this show because I remember sitting in my old apartment and talking about that like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy how this community's grown. I appreciate the invite up here always. And, just for the memories, got to get a little bit of a sprinkle on Bobby tonight. Maybe get a little double-double, a little point slide or something. It's been 7 years, I know, but he's still got that hate in his heart. So shout out to Bobby Portis. Shout out to you as well for hosting the spaces. But for me, I'm a Wizards guy. It's been a tough season so far. There is still one spot I like. I see a lot of people on Bilal, our first-round pick today, in the points department, which I do agree with. There's a lot of good points for that. The trending minutes, he's being more involved in this offense. No Johnny Davis, now no Gallinari. For me, what I really like is the steals. You can still get him to have a steal at -130 right now. If you watch the preseason, this guy had absolutely sticky hands. They were asking him to cover the opponent's best player in every single matchup, trying to get him that experience as soon as possible. And just look at the guy. He's all arms, super lanky, very bouncy, very athletic. Still young, got a lot of time left to get better, but I do really like that spot for him to get a steal tonight. Another spot I played, Malik Beasley over 7.5 points. I also like that little threes ladder up as well, pure catch and shoot player. So the threes ladder is always good for him because we know that's where the points are going to be going from in a matchup against the team that's allowing the highest 3-point frequency on spot of attempts. Definitely think that profiles has a pretty good spot. But for me, those are about it. Mostly, some lower level guys today. Nothing too crazy. Still waiting for the data to come in a little bit more before we go saying on these first quarter props and some of that stuff. So Bilal Coulibaly over 1.5 steal. That's my favorite spot of the day. Good luck to everyone in here. Look forward to keep hearing the picks and let's catch some tickets.
Let's do it, Monotone. I'm so glad you brought up Bilal, Monotone. I was watching that game yesterday, and I watched a lot of those preseason games for the Wizards as well. And I think it was 34 minutes he played yesterday. I was looking at his points, rebounds, and assists to actually go over today, Monotone. I know the number was like 11.5 when I looked at it earlier. It just seems like that's his smash spot. Like either he's going to go way over and finish with like 18, 19, or he's going to finish with like 6 or 7 and not get too close. So I know it's a back-to-back. I know it's travel. I know it's, 34 minutes yesterday, which is why I didn't quite get there. But I was like, man, I really want to take Bilal. I know a lot of people probably don't even know who we're talking about. But, this guy played with Victor Wembanyama last year, and he in the league because of his defense. So he only out there to be able to slow the opposing, players down. And like Monotone said, super lengthy, long arm guy that can, cover a lot of floor. So I like Bilal a lot. I really like this game a lot. Appreciate you sharing the insight, Monotone. We always need that Washington Wizards insight. Okay, like the looks a lot too. And you say you can still get them at a half a steal, not too much juice on that one either. So anybody who got access to defensive props on your sports book might be worth a look there. Scarface, I think it's your first time out. What's going on, my guy? How you doing, man?
What's up, my boy? Y'all already spoke on the Bilal situation, so I ain't gonna hop on that. That's what I was really gonna come get out, but I got 3 spreads for y'all that guarantee money. The Wizards been aged all year. We're gonna rob the spread. We're gonna rob the spread. We're going to Knicks spread. We're going Knicks spread. And we're going Bulls spread. That shit cash tonight, Chris.
All right, Raptors, Knicks, Bulls, huh?
Yeah, man.
Okay, how you play Bilal? You played it still over a half?
Yeah, it's still over half. All that good stuff. I'm playing with Wendy last year. That's definitely a good look.
Word, okay. Hey, best of luck tonight, Scarface.
Yeah, and I heard somebody speak on that Raptors first half. Y'all better get on that.
You on Raptors first half spread too?
Yeah, Raptors first half. Y'all better get on it.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, bro.
All right, bro.
Zell, talk to me, man. Take us out.
Man, gotta play kind of like how Godspeed was just talking about Karis LeVert. I'm on his PRAs though. I think he can get to 20 points. Well, get to the 20. I caught it at 20 and a half. It's moved to 22 and a half. I think he could cash that off his points alone. He's also good for around 4 rebounds a game. When he does get the ball, he looks to make the right play, but he's also looking to score, so he can definitely get those assists too. I just like the matchup, and he's crushed his PRA line the last 2 games against the Kings dating back to last season. One game he had 37 PRAs, and the game after that he had 34 PRAs. And Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell were both in that game, so that didn't really affect his usage too much. So that was the only play I had for that game. I'm on Dame over his 24 and a half points. I think he's about to get into a spot where he starts being more aggressive. I think Giannis is going to start just allowing him to have a green light more and just not have to put it all on his shoulders. Because I think Dame is going to get back to averaging around 30 points a game. So that's all I got tonight.
They can start the night with off the little extra rest you've been getting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, best of luck tonight, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. Dream, I see your hand up. I know what you about to say. You about to say RJ Barrett just got downgraded to game time decision. Talk to me.
Hell no, I don't care about no damn Knicks. No offense to I don't even watch it. Besides my man, quickly. A couple people just brought up a couple guys, so I wanted to just say a couple words on them. Karis LeVert, I'm on his over 4.5 rebounds at plus 120. He's had five straight games. So yeah, I like that PRA look. Couldn't talk y'all points and rebounds, but I'm on his rebounds again over it in 5 straight games. And y'all talking about Bilal? I like Denny tonight. How y'all feel? Monotone still here. How y'all feel about my boy Denny? That PRA at 20.5 look a little low for last week.
I'll let Monotone speak on that. Monotone, how you feeling about Denny Avdia tonight? I think so. His points at 11 and a half. I think I'll wait for Monotone to come back. But looking at this RJ Barrett news, and I put the tweet up top for anybody who interested. And that's why you kind of got to wait, man. All this stuff impacts how we end up betting the game. So I'm so happy I hadn't placed a bet in this game, because if I was on anything with RJ Barrett, I'd be upset, because he's probably going to try to give it a go and might not end up being the best version of himself tonight if he's not feeling good. It's not like he gets the Wizards defense. He's playing against a good defense. I'm definitely on quickly tonight now, though. Appreciate you, Stephen, for even mentioning that. Points actually done came off the board now. Looks like it's only available. Yeah, he only available on Barstool, and it's getting juiced up to 12.5. Everywhere else got it locked right now. I see a 12.5 on Barstool, and I see a 12.5 on PointsBet, and FanDuel got a 13.5. But Monotone, talk to me about Denny Avdia. What you think? And then Stephen, I definitely want to come back to you about the Knicks as well, and then we'll close out. What's up, Monotone?
Yeah, no, I definitely like Denny tonight. I think it's a good spot for me for like PRA. Because before it was always just a question of points. That was the biggest thing with him. The rebounding was always really good. The secondary playmaking was good. And I mean, I locked in pool under 17.5 this morning. It's down to like 15.5 in most spots now. I mean, yeah, I know you're laughing. Everyone's laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny, guys, okay? There's like 5 Wizards fans. And we're trying real hard. And even through everything, we're still here. And then we got this shit going. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a pool party. I'm on my fantasy team. It's not been a pool party so far. So all I can do is bet the unders, right? That's all I can do.
Still trying to make some money, Monotone. I like it.
Yeah, but real quick, I like Denny PRA. The Raptors, not the best shooting team in the world. I'm not sure how the injuries are going to affect it as well, but I know he has a better matchup now, right? He's not going to run into OG or anything like that. And Denny's been attacking the rim a lot this year. That was kind of the missing part of his game. So should be able to do that. Definitely like Denny. The shot is a lot farther along than Bilal. Like, I see a lot of people betting on Bilal. They might not have seen him shoot the ball in preseason. It's not too pretty. I mean, he's working on it. He's still young. But definitely Denny is a more polished shooter at this point.
Yeah, okay. Hey, so we got some insight from Monotone. Looks like point. I'm just checking around. Bet365 didn't actually pull. They didn't pull Emmanuel quickly completely off the board. But okay, great insight from Monotone. Stephen, let's kick it back to you so we can talk about this updated Knicks situation.
Yeah, just a couple quick thoughts. One, it's pulled everywhere, but if you go on DraftKings and if you go to the same game parlay, you still like that's my like sneaky thing I always do, which is like you can still same game parlay, like find a dummy leg that you like and put it with quickest 12 points. If I'm do that.
Okay.
The two immediate thoughts that I had is don't sprinkle, as my man Dream says, bum money bet. Josh Hart double built out plus 1900 is worth your time. If RJ doesn't play, like the dude, if he plays 30 minutes, can easily grab 10 rebounds. Like he had like 10 rebounds like twice in the last week. That's one. And then two, quickly to the moon against this scrub Boston backcourt that's going to put Drew Holiday on either Brunson or Randall, because that's how they played it in game one. And then they're going to use Tatum or Brown on like Brunson. So I don't know. I just love quickly in the spot. I just think, obviously you go out there and shoot terrible, so don't bet your mortgage on it. But it's just so obvious that like quickly should go off tonight.
Yeah, I'm laddering quickly to 20. Just probably like a 15th of a unit on 20. But I am putting a unit on this 12.5 on PointsBet right now. And I'm gonna put half a unit on this 15 as well at plus 150. Just so you guys know. Dream, back to you.
Yeah, quickly still on DraftKings in the SGP, so lock that in. I'm about to play. I don't know if his line gonna move all that shit, but I'm about to play his ladders on DraftKings in the SGPs. Like 20 points, 2 random rebounds is probably like plus 500 or some shit. Just like
okay, bet. Yeah, so y'all heard it here first. I mean, I know Stephen was already on him, but I'm playing him too. The odds are dropping because I just saw that minus 110. Now it's minus 115 on Barstool, but yeah, I'm locking in quickly right now. 12.5, and yeah, I'm playing the 15 too. And that's what we got. That's live cap right there. Live cap. Love it. And those numbers gonna keep moving. I see he's up to 13.5 on FanDuel, and that's already juiced at minus 122. So definitely shop around, get the best odds. Only available in those 2 or 3 books right now, though. That's why you guys. I always talk about odds, Jim, man. That's why you gotta be able to know, who got the lines available, who don't. So yeah, that's everything I got. Like I said, I didn't place a bet. Going back through the card one more time real quick. If I had to play anything in the Knicks and the Celtics game, I just kind of gave you guys that. Probably going to live bet it. If I live bet it, I'll share those looks on Twitter. Definitely put them in the YouTube membership channel as well. Wizards and the Raptors, I'll be looking at the Raptors. The Wizards team total under is what I think that ends up happening. Because now I think even without OG Anunoby, I still think the Raptors can lock up this Wizards team, and they just can't score the ball. I don't expect them to be able to score the ball and play at their tempo in the second leg of a back-to-back against a stingy Raptors defense that's going to be motivated, in my opinion, after coming off the loss against the Celtics. Bulls and Bucks, not a game I'm extremely interested in, but best of luck if you guys are playing it all. And then I'm gonna wait till the smoke clear with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Kings tonight. If De'Aaron Fox gets ruled in, I just want the number to settle wherever it's going to settle at. I want Fox ruled in, and then I'm going to take the Cavs on the money line and a minus 110 somewhere, wherever I can get the best number. And that'll be it. Tomorrow, we got a ton of games. Tomorrow also, I wanted to mention this real quick before we get off here. I think it's tomorrow. ESPN Bet will be available to all states that had access to, Barstool, right? I think it's Barstool. So definitely check out ESPN Bet. I'm not a promoter or anything, but it's definitely going to be a book that's going to have a bonus that you guys will be able to take advantage of. I want to say the notification when I got it yesterday was that, or over the weekend, is that it's going to be available starting tomorrow. So yeah, we'll have more information on that. Best of luck to everybody tonight, man. Appreciate everybody for stopping through. Hit the like button for me if you guys can on the way out also. And that's what I got for you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Best of luck tonight.